Hello 9th class, welcome to English Kaksha. Today we are going to start English language and literature of 9th class and we will read the very first poem, The Road Not Taken. It is beautifully composed by Robert Frost. Many a times we are faced with the alternative choices when it is difficult to choose which one is to take. After many years, we repent that we have not chosen the right one. In the same way, the poet has symbolized two roads as a career that we choose in our life. So let's read the poem and see what kind of dilemma that he has presented in the poem. The Road Not Taken is a beautiful poem composed by Robert Frost. Before we start the reading of the poem, let's read about the poet first. Robert Frost is a renowned American poet. Renowned means popular. He depicted rural New England life and ordinary people in everyday life. He received 4 Pulitzer Prizes for his poetry. Now we will see what is given in this poem. This poem begins with a dilemma, as many fairy tales do. Dilemma means a confusion of making choices in life. This poem describes how choice is inevitable. Inevitable means certain thing that cannot be avoided. The right and wrong are relative terms. Whatever direction in our life takes is determined by the choice made by us. The same thing the poet wants to convey here, that there is no denying the fact that making a right choice in our life is a difficult task. So while making any major choice, we should be very careful. And the same thing he experienced in his life that he wants to share with us through this poem. So let's read the poem. Stanza 1. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. Diverged means separated. And sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Yellow wood. Yellow wood means wood is forest. Why it is referred as yellow? Because it was the autumn season when the poet was travelling or passing through a forest. Usually we have seen in autumn season the leaves of the tree gets yellow in color, right? That's why it is called yellow wood. Fine. Here the poet says that he is standing at a point in a yellow forest where 2 roads are separated in 2 different directions. But he feels sorry because he is unable to travel on both the roads as he is a lonely traveller. Right? Next is given, long I stood. The poet stands there for a long time. For what? To decide on which road he chose to travel on. He looks at the other road down as far as he could. And then the road disappears from his eyes in bushes and low trees. Undergrowth means in bushes and low trees. Right? Now we will see which rhyming scheme is used in this stanza. 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood. This is A. And sorry I could not travel both. This is B. And be one traveller, long I stood. Would and stood. This is A. And looked down one as far as I could. Stood. Could. This is also A. To where it bent in the undergrowth. Both and growth. They are sounding same. That's why it will be B. So the rhyming scheme of this stanza is AB, AA, B. Let me tell you one thing. The whole poem is consisting the same rhyming scheme. Right? Now proceeding further, we will read stanza 2. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. He said that, or he says that, after looking the first road, he took the other. Just as fair. Why? Just as fair is a phrase and it means that that road is exactly the same and equally beautiful as the first one. It means both roads were tempting or attracted for the poet and having perhaps the better claim, but the second one was more tempting, more attractive for the poet. Why it was tempting or attractive? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. It was grassy and wanted wear. Wanted wear means less travelled. Though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And he says that a good number of people had walked over the other road too. Let me tell you the lines again. Here the poet says that the poet eventually chooses the other road, and he says that he felt more tempted towards it as it was grassy and less travelled. He says that a good number of people had walked over the other road too. I have told you the rhyming scheme also. Now we will see stanza 3. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Trodden. Trodden means walked over. When we walk on something, that will become walked over, right? Now what is given in this stanza? And both that morning equally lay. Here the poet says that in the morning, as the poet starts his journey, he realized no one had walked over either of the roads because the leaves had not been blackened. Trodden black. Trodden black means walked over black. So, I kept the first for another day. So he decides to stick to his decision for yet another day. And yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Actually, the two roads represent two different options in life, and he was well aware that how one way leads to another. Although he is not sure whether he would come back ever or he would ever come back to choose the other one or not. Right? So this was clear to him. Now we will read stanza 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages on ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. I means the poet. The poet shall be telling this. This means about his choice that he has made in his life. With a sigh. Sigh means a sense of regret. It means the poet shall be telling about his experience or his choice with the sense of regret. When ages and ages hence means many years from now onwards, he will be telling with a sigh or with a sense of regret that out of the two diverged roads, he took the one less travelled road, right? And he was not satisfied with his choice. He was not happy because his choice did not get satisfactory result, and this had made all the difference in his life, right? So now we will see what kind of literary devices are used in this poem. First is metaphor. As in the poem, the poet uses the fork in the road as a metaphor for the choices we make in life. Second is syntax and structure. Small sentences are used to show the full meaning. Like long I stood, we normally say I stood long, right? Next is repetition. As ages and ages word is repeated, when one full word is repeated, that is called repetition. Rhyming scheme I told you during the explanation of the poem, it is having A, B, A, B. So this is from the poem, The Road Not Taken. I hope each and everything is clear to you. Thank you.